Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Sasha. I love anything shimmery, sparkly, and especially colorful palettes, but for today's video it's going to be something different because we're going to be reviewing some face palettes, and I got some Adept cosmetic face palettes. So oh my gosh, this is like a brand new product category, so I'm really excited, and I just got them yesterday. I was so excited, guys. I was like looking forward to them because they look so beautiful and they're so beautiful in person. First off, let's look at the packaging to them close up. Oh, I love their packaging. And it is like a gold color. It's kind of reflective. It's not like annoying, like it looks very luxurious. So for me, Adept Cosmetics, they're an indie brand, but to me, out of all the indie brands I've tried so far, they feel like very high-end to me, and the quality of their stuff, the details, the quality in general always feels like high-end to me when I try them out. And then especially with their palettes for my eye look, I use some Adept Cosmetic palettes. So I use my Heather Austin and I use the Heather Austin and the Ninhydrin palette together to make this look. If you guys are wondering, I thought, oh, full face of the Adept Cosmetics. So I can't wait to see more product categories because I think they're working on lips next. I'm not sure. That's what I've seen. But I'm going to kind of show you guys some comparison. We're going to be trying on the face, the nose, you know, all over the face. They're face palettes. So it's a mix of bronzer, blushes, and highlighters. So I do have all four. I needed to get all four, you guys. So the bundle of four costed $65. So I thought that was a great deal because for one, it's only $22. And it comes with 3 different shades. It depends. Like, they're all different. Like, the combinations. Some has like the bronzer and highlighter, some has just all blushes. I'm going to show you guys one by one, but I thought it was a great deal, so I thought I needed to get at least 2. Like, at least. That was for me, like I need to get at least 2, but I thought, you know, but then I really wanted 3, so I thought, okay, buying one more doesn't hurt. So with the bundle deal, $65 and they're all each $22. So I thought, you know what, might as well buy the bundle because it's like buying 3 getting 1 free. So these face palettes are actually pretty affordable, I mean, to me, and they look very beautiful, like very beautiful. And I already swatched them beforehand. I swatched them last night. I did my Instagram reel thing, and then I took pictures too. We're gonna start with the Stella one. So this one comes with 2 blushes and a highlighter, and this one leans more of the coral side. Very pretty. And these are the swatches on the 3. So right here's Valentina. It's a neutral blush palette, and yeah, very pretty. It actually has 3 different shades. So this one's more pinky. I love this one. The shade of this is so gorgeous. It's like a golden pink almost. This one's like a orangey. This one's more on the mauve side, like a berry. I know they look probably similar, so I tried to put them next to each other, but there are slight differences. It just depends what you go for. Like, I needed both of these. Like, they're all different, so I needed them both. I love blushes, guys. I love blushes. And then just one comes with the highlight. The highlight is very gorgeous. And the formula to these, when I swatched them, amazing. They felt so velvety, soft, very smooth. Like, there is texture to them, to the blushes and the highlighter, but it's like a smooth when you apply it. And the formula to these is actually gelé formula. Yeah, and now for the ones with the bronzers. So this one I'm going to show you guys, I damaged it. So with the Adept Cosmetics, their packaging is A+, like they go beyond. So they individually pack this in boxes, like all individually, and then they bubble wrap it in a small bubble mailer, and then they wrap it with big bubble mailer, and then they just package everything so carefully to make sure nothing comes damaged. So they are actually, like, from what I've ordered in my life, from my life or whatever, they are the best at packaging their palettes, their makeup. But the thing is, when I was opening them, I opened everything fine besides the last one. This was the last one I opened. I got too excited because I was like, oh yes, finally I could just look at them all together. And I didn't take out the plastic thing that was over this, so because I was too rough with it, I was being impatient, guys, so I damaged this one. This is the Gianna one, and I think Gianna kind of hates me because I almost scratched her and then I dropped her. I'm like, okay, Gianna, please, like, stay in one piece. But this one comes with the light bronzer and then 2 different highlighters. This one's more like, let me see, one's like a taupey champagne shade, and the other one's more golden. So yeah, very pretty. The highlights, they're actually different, all the highlights, except maybe yeah, even the one from the with the blush palette, it's a little bit different. So I'm going to show you guys comparison swatches as well. This one's Ayana, and this is a neutral bronze. So this bronzer is actually really nice. I can't wait to apply this. I feel like the other one's too light, I believe, but I'm still going to use it. But this one looks like a perfect one. The other one's more neutral, and then this one's more a little bit on the warmer side. And then these two, I think they're highlighters, but they're too dark for me as highlighters, so I'll probably use them as eyeshadow for another day. So yeah, so the reason why I really want to get this as well is because the bronzer, because that's what I thought in the pictures too, that the other bronzer was gonna be too light for me, so that's why I needed this one. So it's not like gonna be a waste, because these are actually very beautiful. They're very like a bronzy, very kind of shimmery. So I think it'll work great as an eyeshadow as well. You guys already seen the bronzers. So one's pretty light. There's not like a major depth difference between the two bronzers, but one's is almost matching my skin tone, the other one's a little bit darker, so not super dark, but we're gonna see how it applies on the face. I went ahead and did some highlighter comparison swatches between these two, so the Gianna and the Stella palette. So right here's the swatches for comparisons. They look very similar, but I think this one, the one on top, is a little bit brighter. So what do you guys think? Yeah, this one's supposed to be brighter. The other one's a little bit slightly dark. Like, yeah, this one's brighter. So they're very similar, those two highlighters. And then let me see for the blushes. I can do comparison for the blushes real quick. It's between the Stella and the Valentina for the blushes. So right here's the swatches for the blushes. So they do look all different for the blushes. It's just different tones. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit close up. Yeah, so right here's the close up. This one's more orangey. This one's a mix of like an orange and a pink and like a berry, almost like a red. So this one, very pretty. So they're all different. Yeah, maybe these two, the only thing, these two blushes, those are like the only closely similar. So I was already getting too ahead of myself. I was already gonna jump into the blushes, but I forgot the bronzers. So let's use the Gianna bronzer, the lightest bronzer right here. Let's see how it looks. Like, I know it's pretty light, but maybe it'll be a perfect bronzer. We'll see. So I'm gonna use like almost like a dense brush, and I'm just gonna pat it. And in the format to these, I forgot to mention, they're supposed to be like a gel formula. So alright, so I'm just gonna put some on. Sorry guys, I might have some background noise, but yeah, it's actually a really nice bronze, and it applies very smoothly. So I'm gonna add it right here. And just pat it. Yeah, actually I could still use this as a bronzer. It's just gonna be more natural for me. I'm just digging into the brush, but yeah, it's really applying very smoothly. So I can't wait to actually use the darker shade and add more definition. Look at that. Looks really nice. So I'm thinking also using this for my nose. This will be a perfect nose contour. So I'm just adding a little more. I'm just going to add it right here as well. We're gonna get the Ayana palette and use the darker one now. And I want to use the same brush. This is like a very dense brush, but it's applying very nicely. It's kind of deeper, so I'm really scared. So I'm just gonna build it up. I got a little too much, so this one adds more of a warmth. The other one I thought was actually a little bit neutral. It is neutral, the other shade, but this one's definitely warmer. So I'm just gonna blend it right here. Adding more of definition. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. So it wasn't a waste to buy both of these because I could just use them both. So look at that. Adding more. And then right here. Yeah, they apply very smoothly. Alright. And then For the blushes, I'm thinking of using, I'm going to use 2 of the oranges. So this was from the Stella. So I think I'm going to use this one first. And let me use this almost like a tapered, it's a little bit dense brush. Yeah. So I'm going to, this is from Lovecraft Beauty. So I'm going to just get that. And see, this is the moment I've been waiting for, how the blushes are going to apply. So I think I'm just going to pat it. Ooh, that's very shimmery. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get a fluffier brush. Yeah, I'm gonna get a fluffier brush. This is from Luri's Beauty. So yeah, that took me off guard. So I'm just gonna, they're very glowy. So yeah, they applied, I mean, they swatched very beautifully, but I was just expecting, it just took me off guard. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I think probably a fluffy brush is gonna be better. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of this. We'll see how it looks on this side with the fluffy brush. So just, yeah, so I got too much right there. Almost looks like a highlight. It's okay though. It's okay. I'll just mix it. I don't mind my blush being pretty glowy, so I'm just gonna add more over here. Yeah, very pretty, very glowy. So if you put too much, it's gonna look like almost like a highlighter, but it's not emphasizing any texture, so that's really nice. And I think I'm gonna use a different brush, and I'm gonna use this mauve shade. So let's use this mauve shade from the Valentina one. So kind of want to use that shade. I love this shade. It's really different. So always don't get so much, guys. So I'm just gonna put it right here, almost like where I put the bronzer. And then I like adding blush up here. That's just me though. And then kind of mixing that too. So that looks really cool. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Just gonna kind of diffuse the orange a little bit and kind of blend it now. And then do the same thing over here. I'm gonna use the shade in the middle from the Valentina palette. And I'm just gonna kind of put this in the middle, like in between, just slightly. It's very glowy. It's so nice. It's probably a little bit, I mean, if you don't like a super glowy blush, and you just want a little bit glow, so you have to go really light-handed for this one. Alright, so that's so pretty. From the Gianna palette, I'm going to use this shade. I'm going to use this Huda Beauty. It's a blush and highlight brush. I'm going to use the smaller side. I'm just going to get a... So I'm just going to put it on top. So I know I have blush there, but I'm going to help it out by adding the highlight. So these are very glowy highlights. Wow, like super glowy. But I don't mind a glowy highlight. I always love a glowy highlight. And I'm just going to do the same thing right here. And yeah, let's do different shades in my brow bone. Let's use this shade right here in the middle from the Gianna palette. I'm gonna put it right here on my brow bone. I think I'm just gonna use my finger, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it on my finger. Just easy. This one's more on the subtle side, I would say, because it has that taupe-ish shade on it. So like just a hint. That one's more subtle. Yeah, let's use this shade right here from my nose from the Stella palette. I'm going to use this shade on the right. This is like the brightest one. And just add just a little bit and then diffuse it out. Alright, so basically it. Yeah, so this is very, very dramatic. I probably added too much, honestly, especially on the highlights. So these, I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts about these face palettes. The formula of these, they apply very smoothly, but they are pretty pigmented. So I say go on with the light hand. Like, I don't mind having like a pigmented blush, of course. I always add like a lot of blush anyways, but these are very glowy, so I would say don't put so much. I went a little bit extra, but I don't mind since I did do a glam look today. So it kind of goes with it, you know. And the blush, yeah, the blush is very glowy. So I think with a little bit, I'll probably try it next time. I'll do a little bit and see how it looks. Probably see the look to these on the highlight. It looks almost metallic-y in a way. I'm not sure. It kind of does emphasize a little bit texture. Just a little bit like right here. So I don't think it's super smooth. I mean, from afar, it looks smooth. Like, it looks very strong. But up close, I'm getting texture, guys. Yeah, it's showing texture right here. So it does emphasize texture. As I was applying it, I didn't notice it. But now that I'm looking, I do notice some texture to it. So this is like more a metallic looking highlight. And the blush, I think the blush is probably my favorite. I love the bronzer. The bronzer applied really nicely, very seamlessly, very easy to work with. So I felt like it melted into my skin practically. It's the same day. I just put on different makeup because I wanted to buy more with my Adept Cosmetics palettes. But yeah, also I wanted to test out the face palettes as well. So I went a little bit lighter this time, and the blush is a lot better. The bronzer is still good. The highlight, I'm still feeling the same way about the highlighters. They're too metallic-y looking. Yeah, it looks better, it being like going lighter on it, but it still emphasizes texture. So pretty much what I said earlier, or what I'm saying in this video, I'm still staying true to what I'm saying. So I like the blushes and the bronzers. The highlights are just not my favorite. So I'll still get some use out of it, but probably not use that much, especially on the nose too. It kind of emphasizes the pores, like it's too metallic-y. So let me just give you guys my final thoughts about these face palettes. Like, do you guys need them? So I think, yeah, formula wise, I love the bronzer and the blush. I went a little heavy on the blush, so I'm gonna see how it looks applied as in very lightly to see how it will look. But they're very glowy, so you guys don't really need that much on the blush. I just went too crazy. And for the highlight's very strong. So this is the brightest highlight. So I used the brightest one, and I went heavy on it too. So it'll be good for dramatic looks. But I kind of want to see how the other highlighters will look, because this one's so strong. So I'm not used to it. Like, it's very strong, very pigmented. I would only recommend this if you don't mind like a little dramaticness in your life, especially a glowy blush. The glowy blush will really change up the look. The blush, when I first applied it, the first blush, I added too much, so I added like a nice highlight already. So if you wanted to, you could have like just left it like that, but you know, I needed to test out the highlighters. So I hope you guys find this review helpful. Let me know what you guys think about these face palettes. Did you guys pick one up? Like, what do you think about it? Like, do you guys love it? For me, it's a little bit different because I haven't used a glowy blush in a while. So I'm going to be playing around with them. I love blushes, guys. I love the tones to these blushes. So I'm going to play around with them more. Like in this one video, it's just not enough to really judge them. But first impressions, I love the bronzer, of course. The blushes, I just went a little bit heavy. The highlight, it's the highlight that I want to test out. I want to test out the other shades to see how they look. So I'll say the blushes and the bronzer is what I'm loving about these face palettes. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about these face palettes. Did you guys pick one up? What do you guys think about the formula? I think the formula, oh my gosh, I love the formula. The quality of them, very glowy, guys. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.